Okay. Hey, afternoon, everyone. To start off, this is not going to be a long stream. I just only put this out to think of any possible ideas that I had for any ranking streams. Just putting this out just for just to get out of the way because I had some other important stuff to take care of. Just make my day all happy and stuff as it should be. As it always should be. So yeah, this is a ranking of some of the stuff that just wowed me. This could be either limited to just either movies, TV, or even games. But it's not a very long list because again, I just got some stuff. So yeah, here's how it is. Some of the many few things. I could include some more, but I might want to save them for some more possible streams. Like either featuring Christmas or Halloween or anything like that. So I just picked some of the more just some of the ones that just had the most wow to me. So to begin with is South Park and Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I remember it was just yesterday. It was like a family reunion at one time back at one of my old houses, and then I just saw it right on the freaking big screen. It's because it's how I first really officially got introduced to South Park. I just saw these old dead bodies around and these kids, and then, well, I just didn't know what the heck I was looking at. And then once I started watching much more South Park, it became my most favorite show of all time. But seeing the movie was an unexpected payoff because I didn't expect it to be a musical, didn't expect it to be just so much just straight up magic because during the first three seasons of South Park, it just was stupid and lazy and not really all that much going for it. But I believe that at because this was around season three, if I remember correctly, because this was the only good thing to ever come out of the freaking seasons, to be honest. And let's see some of my favorite songs from the movie. Let's see. Yeah, Mountain Town, both the start of the movie and the reprise, Kyle's mom, Up There, What Would Brian Boitano Do? Yeah, everything like that. What would have been cool is since Butters was just a non-speaking character around this time, despite the fact that during season three he would start speaking in what was it, the episode Two Guys Naked in a Hot Tub. It would have been cool to see him just do something. All he did was speak one word, not even a word, just a sound. But above everything else, it's still one of the most awesome movies that I've ever seen. And so I just give it an A tier. Is this checking to see? Oh, hey Nick, really, really, really glad to meet you. And if you want to be able to join, I can send you the link. It's not going to be a long stream, just so you know. But all right, next up, let's see, Lunatics Unleashed. Yeah, this is kind of like what happens when you just shy away from the source material. And this was one of the many few things that I found awesome for myself. While, yes, it is important to just stay true to what genre you are, but shaking it up by mixing it with another different genre, sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work. Because with an action comedy like Teen Titans Trash, that shall not be mentioned, I actually did still enjoy Lunatics Unleashed because of the animation, the voice acting, some of the characters, and well, the first intro. Because the second intro, it decided to just be just straight up comedy in order to just stick what Looney Tunes was famous is still famous for. So I give it B. Yeah, the internet connection is. I add that a little bit. Let's see. Jexy. At first, while seeing the trailer, I thought, oh yeah, it's just one of those simple comedies. But watching much more, about Adam Devine's character having so much more out of life than just relying on his phone. Like with this new like freaking outrageous phone voiced by Rose Byrne. It's just, she's hilarious. She's like meme worthy. She did manage to just give Adam Devine a much more better life with new friends, a girlfriend, just anything that anybody would want to have. And it just kind of like spoke to me so very much. That can be relatable to like anybody who's willing to just at least try to do something different. But one of the biggest highlights for me is when they met Kid Cudi and he sang that awesome song "Up Up and Away." But no doubt it is one of the funniest movies that I've ever seen, so I give it an A. Oh, okay, you do want the link. All right. All right, there you go. Run to any time. I'm just gonna so once you do arrive, I'll just still just continue with about business and stuff. Let's see what else. What else can I say? All right, yeah. Next up, regular show. The show proved that it was anything but regular, and it's one of the best Cartoon Network shows ever. One of my personal favorite shows, of course. And again, it's one of those many shows where everything kind of gets better with the second season. Season one was tame, to be honest, but like afterwards, everything just got all just more crazy, more emotional, more hilarious, more everything. That's all really that I can say for it. Eh, and like I said before in the past, it's one of them like it's up there. It's one of the like Cartoon Network shows to be on like the Mount Rushmore level because that's how good it is. We have talked about this before, so blah blah blah. So put it on S tier. Let's see. Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Well, I haven't really seen the Disney show yet. I decided to just give it a watch because it just reminded me so much as a mixture of Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Gumball and well anything that combines like live action and animation. But it turned out to be just one of those many surprising ones. Like you expect it to just be once again a full on straight up comedy, but it does have a lot of different hearts. It reminded me so much of the first Sonic movie, and yes, which I also forgot to put on here, but that's all right because I'm not going to waste any time. But the wholesomeness of Chippendale's friendship about how the show broke apart because they stopped working together, but they teamed up in order to just stop Peter Pan from just who decided to just give up his whole I'll be young forever and decided to become like a depressed adult. But it was many good surprises, and it's up there with one of those many movies that have so many freaking cameos and e- and Easter eggs and whatnot. Oh, all right. Hey, Nick.
All right, Fish. Long time no see, man.
Yes, it's really great to see you.
Good to be back, man. Very good to be back.
So, but how's everything going for you?
Everything's going good, man. Everything's going very good.
You sure?
100%. Oh my god, it feels so good to be back, though.
I know, right? Well, like, well, like tomorrow we got like a special, well, I guess new stuff like coming through for like either voice roll or rankings or anything like that. and you're just in store for um, getting a taste of what ranking is like. Because if there's anything that you're familiar with that you like to express, then go on ahead.
Okay, cool, cool. Um, I think I might give my opinion on the bad guys, if that's cool with
All
you,
right,
Fish.
yeah, like you go ahead and see and explain about how it was unexpectedly awesome.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll definitely do that. So the bad guys, 2022. So POV, it's April 22nd, 2022. You're in the cinema, you're seeing the bad guys, obviously. And it actually blew me away. It was way better than a lot of movies that I could ever imagine. It's way better than Zootopia. Sorry to all Zootopia fans, but I'm just saying it as it is. The bad guys is better. Mr. Wolf is one of my favorite characters. He's one of my favorite anti-heroic protagonists, and I love him so much. But the one character that I absolutely love, and you're gonna say I'm a simp, but you can go ahead and say that she's Diane Foxington. She's one of my favorite characters in this movie. And besides the characters, this movie blew me away in the most unanticipating ways that I haven't expected. And I actually love that. It has an amazing plot, and it's got so many plot twists, like who's the real villain. And spoiler alert, the bad guys aren't the actual villains. It's actually Professor Rupert Marmalade that's the villain, but that's besides the point. Luckily, they actually managed to defeat him. And so far, this movie has a bigger plot than Zootopia and a lot of other movies, like I said. So if I had to give this anywhere between S to C, I would give it an S. It is super awesome. I definitely recommend you guys go watch it. Seriously, The Bad Guys 2022 is one of my personal favorite movies. I haven't have the actual DVD if you all want to see it, but I'll show that in a later stage. But I'll give it an S. What do you think, Fresh?
Well said. You said well. You mostly just gave everything away, but and I'm saying that in a good way because I couldn't say it better myself. But it I do say it as my personal favorite DreamWorks movie ever, and it did pull that Shrek card where like society sees them as like scary antagonists, and they decided, well, if the world sees us like that, then let us be like that. But yeah, it wasn't until like Wolf like saved that so-called old lady and decided to just turn everyone over for a new leaf in order for a better life to be loved by everyone. But again, with that twist with Professor Marmalade, that blew me away. And that bigger twist about like Diane being the Crimson Paw, that was unexpected. But like everyone does deserve like a second chance. And other and well, yes, other than Shrek, I could have said Megamind too, but that's beside the point. It's just an awesome movie overall. So yeah,
It is. I definitely agree, Fresh. It is one of the most awesome movies out there.
I just bring it away. Just oh, okay, nothing else. Okay,
Okay,
moving on.
see. Wait, let me just zoom in on that. Okay, the rest of these, well, except Sonic the Hedgehog, I haven't seen the rest of these. I mean, I've heard of Captain Underpants, but I personally haven't watched it yet. So, Fish, if you'd like to, you can go ahead and give us your opinion on whatever other movie you want to give. Whatever.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll like since you haven't seen Captain Underpants, like the first epic movie, I'll try not to spoil it for you. But uh, I will say like it's one of the more funnier DreamWorks movies, and it's very hilarious. It has like amazing characters and casts. The wholesomeness for George and Harold. It's very important, stable for this because being put in separate classes. And I'm only just speaking for the trailers because I don't want to spoil it for Nick again. It's just a really great watch. It stays true to the source material of the books, which I used to read way back ago. So I give it A. And I wish you the best of luck if you ever had a chance to see it, Nick.
Thank you, Fish. Much appreciated.
And yes, you did say Sonic the Hedgehog. This one in particular is Sonic Prime.
Oh my god, I love Sonic Prime. It's one of my favorite shows out there. Like, I cannot fathom the fact that it is actually one of my favorite shows. This is just as great, actually, I would say better, in my opinion. This is just my personal opinion. Better than Sonic Boom because it's got more action and less comedy. But I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in a good way. Obviously, there's more action, obviously, which is what a lot of Sonic fans love to see. And if you always ask me, I would give this an A, in my opinion. It's a very good movie in my sorry, TV show or whatever. I'm confused, but you get the idea. I'll
Yeah,
give it
yes,
an
it's
A.
TV.
It's a very good show.
But yes, you like the main thing about you said more action. That's exactly. Thank you for saying that. That is exactly what I like. Because yes, with Sonic
Exactly.
Boom, it did like succeed with like its comedy, like taking more of an Animaniac style. But everything wholly about Sonic Prime is just so freaking epic. Like many different dimensions about Sonic's friends and different types of like character personalities. But holy crap!
Exactly. I 100% agree. And even though both are totally different, like the one has comedy and the other has more action, the one thing I love about both of them is obviously Shadow the Hedgehog. He's one of my favorite characters because despite the fact that the one has obviously comedy and the other has action, Shadow the Hedgehog still remains the badass that he is, and I love that.
Heck, I mean, like, you remember that part where Sonic was almost about to die, but he did manage to just save his life and get back in time to their like, when you know how they first
I
started.
remember that part. I remember that part. I still love it to this day.
So yes, like you did say before, it's much more better than Sonic Boom when it comes to just action and everything else that it should be. Like how it is for how Sonic is in general, because yes, my most favorite video game series of all time. But uh, the characters, the cast, the worlds, everything. So I just give it yes. I mean, I like you say A, so well, yeah, why?
Why not? Let's see what else is here. Oh shoot, my phone isn't focusing on all of those things. You can probably see it first, but I can't because my phone doesn't want to focus on all of those movies or TV shows down there.
Oh, all right then. The
Yeah, the only thing
skies
I
and
can see, the only
yep.
thing I can see is Gravity Falls. That's the only thing I can see. But since you mentioned Spies in the Skies, we'll do that one.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to Gravity Falls next. I was just like say what I have to say. So
Okay.
Spice in the Skies. When I first saw like the trailers, I actually thought it was just gonna be stupid. Like it was like, oh, like the main character is turned into, one of those animal transformation movies where it just focuses on just dumb jokes and repeatedness and not really just doing anything. But I didn't expect for it to just be very awesome, hilarious, and yes, emotional. Gonna be saying this because it is true with some of these entries, but the dynamicness of Will Smith and Tom Holland at the time. What else can you say? And whoa, the bad guy. Even though he's never referred to by his actual name, they just call him Robohand. But Killian, like that guy is just freaking straight up malicious. And uh, everything else about the movie, yeah, there's nothing really bad about it. So I give it an A.
I humbly agree, Frisch. I also give it an A. It is one of my favorite movies, and like you said, the chemistry between Will Smith and Tom Holland is really amazing, and I absolutely love that. And the fact that the spy actually turned into a bird or something, that actually made me laugh for the first time when that happened. But like I said, the chemistry between Will Smith and Tom Holland, absolutely love it, and I agree with everything you said, Frisch. It's a great movie, and I also give it an A.
Excellent. Like to discuss your opinion on Gravity Falls.
Okay, is that the TV show? Or is that the movie?
Oh yeah, it just I mean, if you want to explain like the movie as well, but mainly about like the TV show in general.
Okay, I'm mostly gonna do the TV show. So Gravity Falls. I'm not gonna go into too much details, but it is one of my favorite shows ever, and I can't even remember all the characters. watched it like 6 or 7 years ago, and it's hard to remember all the characters. But I will tell you one thing though: when I watched it, I instantly had eyes for nothing else at the time. Not even Paw Patrol, guys. So don't even go there. And plus, spoiler alert: I'm slowly being phased out of the Paw Patrol fandom. I'm moving on to better things though. So yeah, and I'm moving on to bigger things. Anyways, that's besides the point. So Gravity Falls, I asked for nothing else. It was one of my favorite shows at the time. It still is to this day. It's just that I can't remember the characters because when was the last time I watched it? Like maybe 6, 7 years ago. But if you ask me, I would give it an S. It is a super awesome show, and I highly recommend you guys go give it a watch.
And I was glad enough to do it myself because during the time when I watched Watch Mojo's top 10 list of hated Disney shows, I'm like, huh? I'm like, what's this show? And then when I actually did watch the show, I was like, this really isn't all that bad. Screw Watch Mojo for putting that on there in the first place. There's nothing really wrong about the show in general. I mean, heck, I think even one time it had like 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very impressive. The characters and cast are excellent. The story is amazing. It's again, it's a very wholesome show. It has a lot of different fan worthy stuff, meme worthy stuff to begin with, and well, even though it did last for just 2 seasons, which is I guess kind of understandable, like getting as many stories out as you want, because if you go on too long, then eventually it's going to be bad, and it's just going to end up like Modern Family Guy or something like that. But it's still one of the greatest Disney shows ever.
Agreed, Fish. And I do agree on the other part. Screw Watch Mojo for putting it on the most worst Disney shows ever. Screw you, Watch Mojo. I actually love
I
Gravity
mean, not
Falls.
really worse. It's just kind of like hated
Yeah,
at the time. Like it, there's nothing.
yeah.
They didn't put it in worse. They just put it in hated, which is, well, I guess
Oh,
a
okay,
little bit of a difference. But
okay, yeah.
eh,
But it kind of does make sense why I haven't been able to remember all the characters or episodes because I've watched it like maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and that was it.
well, to give you a little scoop, like there's like Dipper, Maple, Uncle Stan, Seuss, Wendy, Bill Cipher, Gideon, like
I
on so on and so
remember
forth.
I remember Maple, Wendy, and Gideon though. That's the only three I do remember, but everyone else I have forgotten until you mentioned them.
Well, I'm just glad to just help out as much as I can.
Thank you, Fresh.
Of course. Oh wait, right. I forgot to put it. I forgot to put like Chippendale Rescue Rangers on there. I did explain it before, but I didn't put it on there. But let's see. Where did I put it on? I put it on uh S. Yeah. And like, have you seen the movie?
No, I haven't yet, but I bet you nickel it's super awesome. But I gotta go see it.
Oh, it really is. It really is, dude. You'll be satisfied.
I will. I bet you nickel I will. And I heard that there's a lot of good reviews about it, so I should definitely see it myself.
Well, good luck on it.
Thank you, Fish.
For sure. Next up is Shazam, the first one.
Cool, cool. Although I haven't actually seen Shazam.
Okay, so with these next few movies, you haven't like seen any of them either.
Yeah, with everything else there at the bottom, yes, I haven't seen it.
All right, well, I'll be glad to just educate you on it. Okay, so with the first Shazam, it's one of the many better DC movies because Marvel is much more better at movies, to be honest. But it's very epic and hilarious, and it stays true to the comics. And even though it was kind of a little bit ticked off about the main villain, Doctor Savannah, but Mark Strong just made the character much more awesome. It would be much more awesome if Black Adam was the villain, to be honest. But he was decent, and Zachary Levi was an awesome Shazam. And they basically said it's a superhero version of the movie Big by Tom Hanks. other awesome movie. And I was glad enough to meet like other different faces I get to know and appreciate, like Jack Dylan Grazer, who is Freddie Freeman, and other different scenes. My favorite parts included let's see, yes, the superhero montage set to the song "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen, and let's see, the Shazam family, which I won't go in further detail because if you do have a chance, and uh, and the ending of the movie with the end credits is very creative and awesome. So I give it an A.
I definitely gotta check it out myself because everything you said sounded so awesome though, and I definitely gotta check out Shazam, the first and the second one.
Yeah, good luck on the second one. I thought I was gonna expect something cool, but it's not good or bad. I mean, a little bit bad, but you can if you're satisfied on your final opinion about what the outcome is on your side, good on you.
No problem, Fish.
And the Mitchells versus the Machines. Well, first seeing the trailer where it was given the title of Connected, which is a little bit clever, but Mitchell vs. Machines being something more simple or just much more better title for them, like I don't really know, but it doesn't really matter. The movie overall, yeah, focusing on just Katie who wants to get into just film school, but but her family decides to spend one last time with each other to go on a little road trip in order to get her to school. But then the robot apocalypse starts to just take over the world. It's all due to this evil phone who feels like she's not really kind of like useful anymore, since her creator just decided to just literally throw her away. And well, it's up to the Mitchells to just save the world, despite being the world's weirdest family ever. Uh, so I can say, yeah, with Sony, yeah, it's on like the same level of animation as, of course, Into the Spider Verse movies. And even though some of the many jokes can be a little bit dated, which like taught me something, like how jokes can be and stuff. Like despite it being dated, it still can be funny from time to time. But overall, it's one of the best Sony movies of all time. So I give it an S.
Seems like I gotta check that movie out for myself as well, Fish.
Yeah, it's really creative and fun.
Definitely.
All right, next up, Pineapple Express. With a title like that, so you expect something to be much more kind of like a little bit well true to its title or something like that. Because I saw it on Watch Mojo, where it was thought to be some kind of like food adventure or something, but it's actually based on some kind of like rare illegal drug put in the position of James Franco. So it's up to him and Seth Rogen to just escape from this freaking drug lord. But I did not expect this freaking hilarious movie to be an action movie as well because there's like car chases and fist fights. It just stays true to just everyone giving their A game in this movie. It's one of the funniest Seth Rogen movies of all time, and it's also important as this movie made him like one of the most beloved A-list people of all. Because yeah, the dude acts, he writes, he's a funny, hilarious guy overall. Everything holy. Everyone else gets their A game too, like of course James Franco, but also Danny McBride, Gary Cole, Rosie Perez, Bill Hader, like and everybody else. So I give it A.
Even though I've never seen that movie, I gotta say because I heard the name Seth Rogen, and I must say, any movie with Seth Rogen in it is bound to be funny.
It sure is.
Yeah, but my one favorite Seth Rogen movie I love is Sausage Party.
Ah, good one.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Leo. When Bliss informed me that Adam Sandler was a part of this movie, voicing the title character of Leo, I thought it was actually going to be all right because it didn't look like it was going to be much. But when I actually did saw the movie on Netflix, it blew me away. It exceeded expectations, and like I what I did not expect were it to also be like a little bit of a musical, but but Leo, uh, he discovers that he's like in his 70s and he's almost going to be on like death row or something. So he decides to just spend the many few days that he has in order to just like help these kids with their problems, and it's very heartwarming. Yeah, it has a whole full of love and comedy and well, everything like that that you never would expect from an Adam Sandler movie. Because oh right, I was all about to say because of course we all know the Hotel Transylvania movies, especially like the first one could be considered like his best one. I mean like this is kind of like a little bit of an apology for his first animated role as Davy Stone from and other characters from Eight Crazy Nights. But again, it was impressive. So I give it let's see, it's between A and S. Just want to put something a little bit on. I'll just give it a B. Nick, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
Next up, a free guy. Like when my bro Jeff saw this movie, he thought it was actually awesome. So I decided to give it a look at myself. And just wow, I didn't expect something like this. An NPC character is now taking the position of being like the world's most beloved guy. Like he's aware that he is in a video game, and just everyone out in the outside world begins to love him. Especially this one British girl who just decides to just. uh, I'm like, it's too great to just even talk about it. And like even Taika Waititi, he has like hilarious freaking lines in this as well. And there's many different pop culture references, like the freaking Captain America one, where Chris Evans was like, "What the shit?" Everyone was dying on that part. So overall, I give it a B.
Good choice, Fish.
Yes, thank you.
For sure. Even though I've never seen the movie, I just have to like, good choice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, if you ever do, if you have like either Disney Plus or Paramount Plus or whatever else to like watch it on, let's see. Next up is yeah, just one. Next up, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah, first saw these two on a Watch Mojo list of top 10 movie idiots. Despite the fact that they are like as dumb as rocks, they still have like a great heart and are willing to just um, do their project on time and not like fail or anything like that. So yeah, they just go back in time to just gather up the many historical features in order to help them with the project. But chaos ensues when like they are brought into the real world and they run amok around the mall and they need to get them out in time, which they do. But what I just really like about this movie, aside from like the title characters in general, is how they just interact with the historical figures. It's like, wow, everybody's so cool with each other. You never really see that. It's incredible. It's like everybody's like so cool and nice, and especially this one scene where Socrates and Billy the Kid were just passing around a football, and they save Bill and Ted's lives from being executed, and then just it's too great for words. And Napoleon at the freaking water park, enjoying the great time, and even helping out a girl going down a slide. So I give it, let's see, S. And plus, it's an 80s movie.
Oh shoot, an 80s movie. That sounds really awesome.
Yeah, everyone knows like the 80s were freaking epic, especially when watching movies because I just enjoy watching 80s movies overall. And last but
Definitely.
not least,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I actually love 80s movies and music the most.
Hmm. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, excuse me for a second.
Take your time, fish.
Oh yeah, it's just my dog just acting crazy and stuff. But anyway, last but not least, we got Vivo from Sony Animation as well. I first heard about this movie from a review from one of my favorite YouTubers, Shape Reels Productions, while ranking the Sony animated films. I decided to give this a watch, and it's very freaking cool, especially with the music. Some of the songs are awesome, the characters are amazing, and let's see. So my favorite songs include, let's see, yes, Running Out of Time, and let's see what else was there, and Gabby's song, and uh well, that's really that all I can like think of for now. But holy crap, that one scene where Beeble's owner just suddenly just dies in his sleep, that was so freaking sad. And but everything else just kind of like makes up for it. Especially that other scene where Gabby just only just took this trip in order to just give Beeble's owner's song to his lover in order to just like tell her how much that he loved her and everything. All while Gabby was explaining about like her dad just like passing away as well, and the reason why she like did it in the first place, which I already did explain, but it's just really heavy stuff. But all the while, the movie is just still very good overall. So I give it an A.
Absolutely agreed with everything you said there, Fresh. Viva is one of my favorite movies. Out of all the movies that I haven't seen and have seen, Vivo is the one that I definitely have seen. It's one of my favorite movies, and it is sad how Vivo's dad actually passed away. It was very heartbreaking seeing that scene in cinemas for the first time.
And anything else that you enjoyed about the movie?
I actually loved everything else, also, to be honest. That's all I can think of for now, but because my brain's basically shutting down at this point.
Oh, all right. Well, fair enough. Like
Of
I
tiredness,
tried to
of
say,
course.
yeah.
Of tiredness, of course, not literally shutting down.
Well, that's the end of the ranking, and I'll just be on my way right now. But I'm glad that you joined me, Nick. It's really great to see you once again. So, and if there any
No
time that
problem.
you're willing to just, if there's any time that you're willing to just like come in and just join, just it's your call. So,
Cool, no problem, Fish, and I'm so happy to be back. And to everyone watching, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream with me and Fish ranking all those movies, and we hope to see you again.
yes, very soon.